Chapter 8 of the Dao De Jing, pronounced Dao De Jing, a text from ancient China whose title means roughly the Book of the Way, and its power opens with a single image, water. It uses that image to point at something difficult to describe directly, a quality of goodness that does not announce itself, that moves without forcing, that serves without demanding anything in return. Shan yuo Shuǐ, Shuǐ shan lai wan wu bu zhēng, chu zhàn rain jai suo wu, gu jai yu dao, chu shan dai, zhen shan yuan, yu shan rain, yan shan zhen, zhen shan jai, shi shan néng, dong shan shi, fu wei bu zhang, ku wu yu. The highest good is like water. Water benefits all things and does not contend. It dwells in places that people reject. For this reason, it is close to the Tao. In dwelling, choose the low place. In mind, choose depth. In giving, choose kindness. In speech, choose faithfulness. In governing, choose good order. In work, choose what you do well. In action, choose the right moment. Because you do not contend, there is no resentment. The chapter builds from one observation. Water goes low. It fills the spaces nobody wants, drains, ditches the ground beneath everything. It doesn't climb. It doesn't compete for the high places. And yet, over time, water carves canyons. Rivers outlast mountains. This is what the text means by jai yu dao close to the Tao. The Tao, the underlying pattern of how things actually move and change, doesn't force itself either. It isn't visible. It doesn't insist. The point here isn't that water is weak, it's that water accomplishes without contending. And that quality, the text argues, is worth paying close attention to. Then comes a list. 7 ways this principle shows up in practice. Ju shan dai in dwelling, choose the low place. Not the prestigious address. The position that serves, not the one that impresses. Zin shan yuan in mind. Choose depth. A deep pool is calm at the surface and has room to move. Shallow water is easily agitated, easily emptied. Yu shan rain in giving, choose kindness. The character rain pronounced ren refers to genuine care toward others, not performance, not transaction. Giving that doesn't keep score. Yan shan zin in speech, choose faithfulness. Say what is true. Don't use words to arrange impressions of yourself. Zhēng shan jai in governing, choose good order. This applies to any situation where you're responsible for others, a team, a household, a project. The goal is that things function well, not that your authority is visible. Shi shan néng in work, choose what you do well. Competence, not ambition. Dong shan shi in action, choose the right moment. Timing matters. Forcing an action before conditions are ready often creates more disruption than waiting would have. The closing line brings these 7 back together. Fu wei bu zhang, gu wu yu because you do not contend. There is no resentment. The word *u* can mean blame, fault, or resentment. When you're not fighting for position, not pushing against people and circumstances, you don't generate the friction that produces enemies. This isn't passivity. It's a different way of operating, one that works with the shape of things rather than against it. The temptation when reading this chapter is to extract a technique from it, to find the productivity principle hidden inside. That's probably not what's happening here. What the chapter is actually pointing at is a kind of attention. Noticing when you're contending, when you're angling for credit, when you're forcing a conversation that isn't ready, when you're choosing the impressive option over the effective one. Water doesn't know it's being praised. It just goes low and keeps moving. That's the image the text offers, not a method to apply, but a quality to notice when it's absent in yourself. The 7 items in the list aren't a checklist. They're closer to mirrors. If your speech is unreliable, if your timing is consistently off, if you're always positioned for recognition rather than for the work itself, the chapter is pointing at something. What that something is and what to do about it, it leaves entirely to you. Some passages in the Dao De Jing read as instructions. This one is closer to a description of something you might recognize if you've ever been in the presence of a person who operated this way, someone whose help came without strings attached, who didn't seem to need anything from you in return, whose calm wasn't performed. That quality has a name here. Shàng, the highest good. And it looks, the text says, like water. Water benefits all things and does not contend. Chapter 9 follows.